Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Responsible individuals turning exams into a profitable venture in Madhya province. Financial manipulation revealed in Siraha in selecting SEE centers. Nepal police struggle with outdated and inadequate resources for crowd control. Contractors influence delays non-lethal weapon procurement for 10 years. At least 311 people killed in Syria in clashes between government security forces and supporters of ousted former President Bashar al-Assad. And it's India versus New Zealand in the final of ICC Champions Trophy today. The match scheduled to begin at 2:45 p.m. Nepal time in Dubai International Stadium. It has become a trend in Madhya province for responsible individuals to take exams as an opportunity to make money. A similar incident has recently come to light in Siraha, where it has been revealed that there was significant financial manipulation in determining the centers for secondary education examination. It was revealed that the exam centers for the upcoming SEE were decided through financial dealings in the district. This comes after an audio conversation received by Kantipur television was revealed. Upon reviewing the list of exam centers released by the Education Department Development and Coordination Unit Siraha, it became clear that there has been widespread financial manipulation. Some schools have been assigned exam centers close to their location, while others have been given centers up to 12 kilometers away. According to sources, based on the number of students, schools were charged amounts ranging from 25,000 to 300,000 rupees. It has also been reported that schools have collected between 500 to 3,000 rupees from students as exam fee. Employees of the education unit are said to have allocated exam centers based on these payments, with schools that paid receiving favorable centers, while those that did not pay were assigned distant locations. Local leaders have demanded an investigation into the issue, stating that those responsible for such actions have always viewed exams as a money-making opportunity, even in sensitive matters like exams.
चाहिँ खस्केको मानिन्छ र उले विद्यार्थी पाउँदैन। अब उनीहरुले हर हालतमा रिजल्ट राम्रो देखाउनको लागि प्रबन्ध मिलाउन खोज्छ। त्यसमा शिक्षासँग जोडिएका मान्छेहरुको र सुरक्षा अधिकारीहरुको कमाउने अवसर हुन जान्छ र यो शिक्षाको अधोगतिको एउटा मूल कारण बनेको छ। र यो चाहिँ यस्तो गोलचक्कर भएको छ कि हरेक वर्षको परीक्षामा यो घटनाको पुनरावृत्ति हुन्छ।
प्रत्येक विद्यालयमा निजी विद्यालयबाट का विद्यार्थीहरुबाट 2000 देखि 3000 रुपैयाँ जति उठाएको हामीले सुनेको छु र अभिभावकले पनि हामीले भन्छ कि 2000 हामीले किन दिनु तपाई पैसा। यो संस्थागत जुन विद्यालय भन्छ नि प्याप्सन र एनप्याप्सन यिनले चाहिँ नि सबै विद्यालयबाट पैसा असुल गरेर परीक्षा जुन समिति छ सिराहामा त्यसले त्यो पैसा चाहिँ बुझाउने गरेको छ। यो पैसा उठाउने र त्यो चलखेल गर्ने मानिसलाई इमिडिएटली अनुसन्धान गरी कारबाही गर्नुपर्छ।
The District Exam Coordination Committee is responsible for determining the exam centers. Chaired by the Chief District Officer, this committee includes the head of the Education Unit, the District Police Chief, the District Head of the Armed Police and the District Head of National Investigation Department, totaling 5 members.
अब परीक्षा केन्द्र यो समन्वय समितिको तर्फबाट चाहिँ हामीले एकदमै पारदर्शीपूर्ण ढंगले परीक्षा केन्द्र कायम गरेका छौं। यदि कुनै कर्मचारीबाट त्यस्तो भएको यदि प्रमाणित गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भने कानुन त त्यो सजाय जसले चाहिँ गल्ती गरेको त्यसले अवश्य भोग्नु पर्छ।
10,703 students from 188 schools in Siraha, including 95 community schools and 93 private, are taking this year's SEE. 49 exam centers have been set up for the exams. Last year, the district had 43 exam centers. Nepal police are tasked with managing protests and crowd control, but they lack the necessary resources to handle such high-risk situations. The police have even resorted to using lethal force at times, resulting in the deaths of protesters. Non-lethal weapons required for crowd control are not only outdated, but also in short supply. Due to influence of contractors pushing for overpriced weapons, the police have been unable to secure non-lethal equipment they need for the past 10 years.
The Nepal police have faced significant challenges in procuring essential crowd control equipment over the past decade. In the local, provincial and federal elections in the Nepalese year of 2079, when smaller arms for crowd control and election duties were unavailable, the police had collaborated with the Nepal Army. During a protest in the Nepali year of 2080, the then Minister of Physical Infrastructure, Prakash Jwala, ignored his bodyguards' advice and the police's use of deadly force resulted in 2 fatalities. Last year, police firing during a dispute in Sarlahi resulted in 1 death. Over the last decade, the police have acquired 1,175 shields and 1,860 helmets for crowd control. On the Nepalese year of 2080, the police headquarters requested 21 types of equipment from the Ministry of Home Affairs, including vehicles and crowd control materials. Tear gas is widely used in protests and demonstrations, which occur frequently. However, the Nepal police have not purchased any tear gas in the past 3 years. Police sources indicate that the existing tear gas supplies have expired and are no longer usable. It has been 8 years since the last purchase of rubber bullets for police training, although no fatalities have been reported from their use during crowd control. The police are also seeking to purchase 100,000 units of blank round guns, which is designed to fire blank ammunition consisting of gunpowder but no projectile. More than a year has passed since the request for 24,000 units of tear gas, 8,800 units of protection shields, and 8,800 units of crowd control gear. The police have been using expired equipment for their operations. They have requested goods worth 25 billion Nepali rupees, including vehicles, crowd control gear, and small arms, but the budget is uncertain. The contractor groups have been exerting political pressure on security agencies by selling weapons and defense equipment at inflated prices, causing concern among police officers about the contracts. Reports indicate that officers are now hesitant to participate in tenders following the Sudan APC procurement scandal, where only police officers were prosecuted while political leaders were acquitted. The government has been seeking an intermediary in the exporting country to procure the equipment instead of using standard G2G channels, leaving the police without the necessary materials for managing protests and crowd control.
Now, community school teachers across the country resumed protests in Kathmandu, marching from Maitighar to New Baneshwar. Led by a confederation of Nepalese teachers, they opposed the pension provision in the ordinance and demand the introduction of School Education Act. They also urged the government to implement the agreement made in the Nepalese year of 2018.
सरकारले हाम्रा सम्झौताहरूलाई कन्टेनरमा फालेको छ। हामीले ऐन ल्याउनका लागि पनि सडकमा आउनुपर्ने अवस्था छ। हामी कानुनविहीन छौँ। हामीले 28 सालको पञ्चायती कानुनमा हिँड्नु पर्ने अवस्था छ। गणतन्त्र भनेर सरकारले घोषित गरेको छ, तर शिक्षकका लागि गणतन्त्र आएको छैन।
The government and the Confederation had agreed to address the education bill last year, including periodic promotion every 10 years, a 5-year service requirement for promotion in secondary level special category, a maximum entry age of 40 years, and a contribution-based pension similar to that of civil servants. The Federation first submitted letters at local levels and held demonstrations in the capital.
पेन्सन अध्यादेशमा हाम्रो एकदम ठुलो विरोध छ अनि यो शिक्षा ऐनमा चाहिँ हाम्रा माग मुद्दाहरू सबै सम्बोधन भएर छिटो भन्दा छिटो शिक्षा ऐन आउनु पर्छ भन्ने हाम्रो माग हो।
It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, why do you think community school teachers have taken to the streets again? Your options are A, agreement not implemented, B, to pile pressure on the government, and C, toying with students' future. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. With the rise in foreign employment, women's participation has also increased. However, due to government's unclear policies and discrimination against women, there are a substantial number of women seeking foreign jobs, especially in Gulf nations. Despite an unannounced government prohibition, many women continue to take illegal routes to Gulf countries, increasing their risk of forced labor and trafficking.
The number of women going abroad for work is rising, with 49,128 receiving work permits in fiscal year 2078 and 79 BS and 80,172 in 2080 and 81 BS. Despite an undeclared prohibition on sending women workers to Gulf countries since the Nepalese year of 2073 parliamentary directive, many continue to migrate through informal channels, increasing their risk of forced labor and trafficking.
के भयो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ महिलाहरु झन् लुकेर जान थाले अब फेरि फर्केर आयो भने फेरि जान दिदैन होला भने झन् उहाँहरु धेरै बस्न थाल्यो त्यो नगएपछि चाहिँ त्यो सरकारको उस भित्र महिलाहरु आएनन् उलाई त एजेन्टले चाहिँ जस्तो सुकै गरेर झन् कति पैसा धेरै लियो कि कम लियो कि थाहा छैन नि हामीलाई त हैन र विदेशमा गएका महिलाहरु चाहिँ बिरामी भयो भने चाहिँ उले दूतावासमा चाहिँ सहयोग माग्न सक्दैन.
Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar and Jordan have a high demand for female domestic workers, but no high-level labor agreements have been made. Police reports middlemen to use Indian airports for illegal routes due to parliamentary directives of prohibition on formal migration of women.
र त्यो घरेलु कामदारकोमा पनि यहाँले भने जस्तै त्यो औपचारिक रूपमा चाहिँ श्रम स्वीकृति लिएर जान नपाउने अवस्थाको सिर्जना हुँदा हुँदै पनि विभिन्न माध्यमबाट जानी चाहिँ बढिरहेको हुनाले अब त्यसलाई कसरी व्यवस्थित बनाउनु पर्छ भनेर चाहिँ श्रम रोजगार तथा सामाजिक सुरक्षा मन्त्रालयले चाहिँ गरिरहेछ.
Human rights activists and UN agencies continue to exert pressure on the government to allow migration with safety measures. However, the government has failed to establish a systematic process for women who wish to go abroad for work.
Let us move on to international update. Clashes between government security forces and supporters of ousted former President Bashar al-Assad have killed at least 311 people in Syria since Thursday, according to a monitoring group that warns the actual death toll could be much higher. Government forces have killed at least 164 civilians, including 7 children and 13 women, since launching a large-scale security operation in dozens of villages across the countryside of Latakia, Tartus and Hama. Meanwhile, militants loyal to Assad have killed a further 147 people, 26 civilians and 121 security forces. Syria's transitional president, Ahmed al-Shara, in a televised speech on Friday evening, vowed to pursue those responsible for the killing of the government security personnel. However, he also urged his security forces to ensure no excessive or unjustified responses occur following reports of high number of civilian casualties. Syria's civil war began during the Arab Spring in 2011 as a peaceful uprising against Assad. The conflict killed more than 300,000 in the first decade of fighting, according to United Nations, and has left the country deeply fractured. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has accused the U.S. of bullying tactics a day after President Donald Trump said he had sent a letter to the country's top authority to negotiate a nuclear deal. While delivering a speech in Tehran, Khamenei said the aim of Washington's offer for negotiations was domination rather than problem-solving. Despite expressing an openness to a deal with Tehran, Trump has reinstated the maximum pressure campaign that was applied during his first term in the White House to isolate Iran from the global economy and drive its oil exports to zero. During his 2017-2021 term as president, Trump withdrew the U.S. from a landmark deal between Iran and major powers that placed strict limits on Tehran's nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. After Trump pulled out in 2018 and reimposed sanctions, Iran breached and far surpassed those limits. The United Nations nuclear watchdog chief, Rafael Grossi, has said time is running out for diplomacy to impose new restrictions on Iran's activities as Tehran continues to accelerate its enrichment of uranium to near weapons grade. Tehran insists its nuclear work is solely for peaceful purposes. Now, thousands of women and feminists expressed their anger and outrage during the International Women's Day marches in Mexico, Argentina and Peru yesterday. In Mexico City, protesters marched through the downtown area to Presidential Palace, chanting slogans against gender violence. Relatives of femicide victims shared their testimonies demanding justice for their loved ones. In January, 54 femicides were reported, and in 2024, there were a total of 839 cases, down from 853 in 2023. In Lima, the march progressed through the city center with chants advocating for equality and condemning gender crimes. 170 women were victims of femicide in Peru in 2024, a 13% increase from the previous year. In Buenos Aires, Argentina, President Javier Milei became a focal point of the feminist protests. Since Milei took office in December 2023, women's rights have reportedly lost support from the government. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.